Sorry, I was muted. I apologize. Hey guys, welcome on into another episode. Getting well with Terry and friends, MLB trends and betting picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. Of course, we'll take a look back at yesterday, which was great. Yesterday, a great day in MLB, a great day in the NHL, and then cashed my premium play in the NBA with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So it's nice because I've been having some good days in MLB and then not a good day in hockey, or a good day in hockey and not a good day in MLB. But yesterday it was a good day in all sports. So that's awesome. We'll take a look at what happened on yesterday's slate, starting with this game here, Texas Rangers and the Oakland Athletics in this one. And I was cooking. This game started, and I started cooking, getting dinner ready, and then went. And I think it was in the second inning when I went and checked, and already had cashed Jonah Heim bases, already had cashed Jonah Heim run. Mr. Toro had a hit, and then his second at bat got a second hit. So 3-0 sweep to start the day, um, which was foreshadowing how the rest of the day would go. So it was an awesome game to start off with there. Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Guardians, Riley Green over 1.5 bases. He only got one hit, so he did not get the multiple bases. And then, of course, that one hit was not a home run, so he did not cash the home run prop. Max Kepler, Ryan Jeffers, both cashed. Kepler plus 100, Jeffers plus 140. Again, both cashing, I think, in the second or third inning. So nice early cashes there in that one. Michael Massey did not get a hit. Or sorry, he did get a hit right at the end of the game, but only a single. So didn't cash the over 1.5 bases in that one. And the Christopher Morel home run didn't cash either. So ended up being a 3, 5, and 3 day. But when you're betting plus money plays, a 5 and 3 day is a great day. So try to keep that going here today. Fun day in the NHL yesterday. Rangers and Avalanche. Yep. We'll talk about the NHL tomorrow on the NHL show. No NHL show today. And some people might be thinking, what? And to be honest, I don't have any plays. I'm not going to force out any plays. I like the uh, the games that are yesterday and the games tomorrow. So I like the Rangers Carolina series and the Dallas Colorado series a bit more here than Florida Boston and Vancouver Edmonton. I need to see at least one or two games from Vancouver Edmonton before I can really get a good feel for that series. So um, ultimately, that is why there is no NHL show today. But we will jump into today's baseball show. Lots of plays to go over. So we'll jump into it right now, starting with the first game that we're going to be talking about, which is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies, starting here in about 40 minutes. Toronto plus 140 to plus 151. Philadelphia minus 165 to minus 170. 8.5s right across the board here in this game. And it's a tough time to be a Blue Jays fan right now. The Blue Jays are just not playing good baseball whatsoever. John Schneider needs to be fired, but that should have happened last season. So the fact that I'm still talking about it is a reason why the Toronto Blue Jays are just struggling across the board. Chris Bassett is starting here in this game. He's lost his last three starts, and he has also struggled on the road. 0-3 with a 6.14 ERA on the road so far this season. Bassett 2-5 with a 5.45 ERA on the season, and just not having a good season this year. Aaron Nola on the other side for the Phillies, 4-1 with a 3.32 ERA. Overall, he's pitched pretty well for the Phillies and this Phillies team. is winning a ton of games right now and scoring a ton of runs. So, looking at this one here, we're going with two player props. To start us off, Kyle Schwarber, over 1.5 bases, plus 105 in this one. Schwarber, multiple bases in 5 of his last 7 games, 4 for 11 with one double against Chris Bassett. So we'll look for him to continue on. He's scored a run in 10 of his last 11 games, but that's minus 170, of course. So you can't play that singly, but a good parlay piece. Schwarber to get a run. And then Bryce Harper to get a home run. Quarter unit play there, plus 350. He has a home run in 3 games in a row. However, he has struggled against Chris Bassett going 0-5. But Harper's red hot right now. Chris Bassett is not. I think Harper can either find a way to solve Chris Bassett finally in his 6th or 7th at bat, or hit the Jays bullpen, which is just awful as well. Everything about the Jays is awful, and it sucks being a Jays fan, but it is what it is. No NHL, sad face. I know, but yeah, like Timothy says, I don't have anything I like in the NHL either. The stats are over on the spreadsheet. It's just there's no play for me to pull the trigger on. So ultimately, it's going to be. I was looking at maybe McDavid or Draisaitl to get multiple points, but I want to see how Silvas does against the Oilers. Yes, he can. He played very, very well against the Predators, but now I want to see him do it against the Oilers as well. Nick says hard pass. All right, all right. Over 8, minus 110, now 8.5. Yeah, I want to talk you off that. The issue, though, is that the Jays are just not scoring a lot either. So they're just playing bad. I will bet Bruins and Oilers until I can't anymore. Yeah. See, the thing with that is I feel like Florida is going to bounce back here. But they've struggled against Boston. So ultimately, I'm not confident on either side, which is why I have no plays in the NHL today. Nick does. He's on the Panthers -1 and Oilers money line dogs yesterday and favorites today. There we go. There we go. We will see. I will watch it carefully, and then that will determine plays on Friday. We'll see how tonight's slate goes. But we will move on along to our next game here, which is between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians. Here in this game, Detroit plus 105 to plus 117. Cleveland minus 117 and minus 130. 7.5s right across the board in this game. On the mound for Detroit is Reese Olson, who is not got very lucky. That's all I can say for him. 0-4 on the season. Has yet to win a start, but has a 2.70 ERA and has actually pitched well. 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs in his last start. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run in his previous start in 7 innings, recording the loss there. And then against Minnesota, 5 innings, 2 hits. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and another loss. So Detroit, for some reason, has not put up a lot of runs for Reese Olson. And of course, I do hope that changes today. On the mound for Cleveland, Tanner Beebe here. Coming off a really rough game against the Angels. 8 hits, 6 earned runs in the loss. But before that, shut down the Atlanta Braves. 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs. And then a win against Oakland in his previous game. So tough to tell exactly what we're going to get from BB here in this game. He didn't cash for us yesterday, but we're going right back to him. Riley Green, over 1.5 bases, plus 130 here in this game. Riley Green is 2 for 6 with a double against BB. He has multiple bases in 6 of his last 8 games. So we'll take him here in this one. Jose Ramirez has been very hot the last few days. Home run in 2 of his last 3 games, multiple bases, an RBI in 3 games in a row, has scored a run in 4 games in a row. Ultimately, I was looking towards Jose Ramirez, but ultimately stayed off because it wouldn't surprise me if this is a lower scoring game. So, not a game I want to fill up on props. But Riley Green back to the leadoff spot, which is where he seems to hit his home runs. So, we'll see if he can hit a leadoff home run and cashes his play in his first at bat. Um, Detroit, Cleveland, first 5 under 4. All right. All right. There you go. PJ, what up, Terry? Long time no see. Glad to see you're making MLB videos. Thanks, bro. Hey, no problem. Yeah, we're doing MLB and NHL, but there will be days where I don't have any MLB plays and there won't be an MLB show. And then same thing with the NHL. So, um, the schedule, you'll just have to check the channel to see what is on the board because I'm not going to do an NHL show today when I don't have any plays and just that would just wouldn't make sense. So that's why I'm not. But we'll move on along to our third game here. This is game 1 of a doubleheader between these teams. Texas Rangers -110 and -120. Oakland Athletics -102 to +108. 7.5s and 8s available here in this game. On the mound for let's see, that's why I can't find it. On the mound for Texas is Michael Lorenzen, 2-1 with a 3.52 ERA so far this season. A rough game against Cincinnati, 6 hits, 5 earned runs in the loss. His last game, 4 hits, 1 earned run against Kansas City and a no decision. And then a win against Atlanta, where he did give up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 walks. So hasn't necessarily pitched all that well for the Rangers. On the other side, JP Sears, who is a tough guy to figure out. Against New York Yankees, 3 hits, no earned runs in 6 innings, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Then against Baltimore, 8 hits, 7 earned runs. Got absolutely smashed in 6 innings. Still had 8 strikeouts. And then against Miami in his last start, 4 hits, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and a win. So he's kind of all or nothing. Either we're going to get a great game from him or we're not. And looking at how the total is in this game, books are potentially thinking that we might get a lower scoring game. And of course, with how yesterday went, obviously I'm expecting a lower scoring game than yesterday. However, we're going back to all 3 props that we took yesterday, that we swept in yesterday afternoon. Jonah Heim, over 1.5 bases, +115, and over half a run, +125. He has a run in 4 of his last 5 games, multiple bases in 4 of his last 5 games. He is 3 for 11 against Sears with a double and a home run. So going to be taking him here in this one. And then Abraham Toro, multiple bases in 7 of his last 8 games, hit in 10 of his last 11. He's been really consistent for Oakland. So we'll continue to back him, especially at a +140 price here in this game. Nick likes Oakland, +105. Yeah, no side for me here. I do have 2 sides today, both premium plays on the site. You can get them at Picks and Parlays in the description below. But other than that, not a lot of sides for me today, just the 2. But we'll move on along to our next game, which is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Cincinnati Reds. Arizona -109 to -120. Cincinnati -105 to +101. 9s. It does look like there is a 9.5 available in this game if you were looking for the under. Since in Arizona, is starting Jordan Montgomery, 1-2 with a 5.63 ERA. in 3 starts. His very first start against San Francisco was a win, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Then back-to-back losses against St. Louis and the Dodgers. In his last start against the Dodgers, 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks. Really rough start there against the Dodgers. Now facing Cincinnati. On the other side, Graham Ashcraft for the Reds, 3-1 with a 3.63 ERA. Back-to-back starts where he went 6 innings. Only gave up 1 earned run over those 2 starts, but did give up 12 hits over the 12 innings. So he is giving up hits, not necessarily giving up a ton of earned runs, but he has been giving up hits. And here in this one, we're going with Ketel Marte over 1.5 bases and Corbin Carroll over 1.5 bases. Corbin Carroll has had an up and down season, but has looked pretty good over his last 5 games. 4 of his last 5 games, he has a hit. Back-to-back games, he's got multiple bases, an RBI, a run, did score a home run yesterday. He's 2 for 3 with a triple against Ashcraft. And then Ketel Marte, 4 of his last 5 games, he's got multiple bases, 8 games in a row with a hit. He's 2 for 5 with 2 doubles against Ashcraft. So go with both of these guys hitting pretty well for the Diamondbacks. And we'll see if they can hit Graham Ashcraft here and catch us a couple plus money plays here. Morning, Terry. Morning, everyone. Morning, Tim. Hope all is going well. Nice to see you. But we'll move on along to our next game here. 3 more games left. And the next one here, Houston Astros and the New York Yankees. Houston plus 125 to plus 136. Yankees minus 143 to minus 150. 9.5s. Looks like there is a 9 available if you are looking at the over in this one. And this Houston Astros team just continues to disappoint. 12-23 on the season. They have struggled. They've lost all 5 or all 6 games they've faced against the Yankees so far this season. So the Yankees not a team that they necessarily want to face. Spencer Arrighetti on the mound for Houston, 0-3 with an 8.27 ERA in 4 starts. Obviously, not very good numbers. Giving up hits, earned runs, walks. He is striking guys out, but walking too many guys, giving up too many hits, too many earned runs. Now facing this Yankees team, Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Yankees. Overall, 2-2 with a 3.68 ERA on the season. There we go. I'm trying to get it up, and then it keeps switching every time I click on him. His last start against Baltimore was awful. 8 hits, 6 earned runs. But previous starts, Milwaukee, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. And then against Oakland, 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned run. So a bad game for him in his last start where he got hit a bit. We'll see if he can bounce back here. On this one, his first start of the season against Houston, 4.1 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. So he pitched pretty well there. Arrighetti did not face the New York Yankees earlier on in the season. Here for this one, we're going to take Anthony Rizzo over half an RBI, plus 190 at DraftKings. Rizzo has been one of the consistent hitters for the Yankees recently. A hit in 4 games in a row, multiple bases in 1 or 2, a run in 2 games in a row. He has an RBI in 3 of his last 4 games. So plus 190 price against a struggling pitcher and struggling Astros team in general. We'll take Rizzo here to get an RBI at a really nice plus 190 price here in this game. Moving on along to our next one. We've got the Seattle Mariners and the Minnesota Twins. Seattle minus 101 to minus 110. Minnesota minus 106 to minus 115. 7.5s right across the board. It does look like Pinnacle does have an 8 in this game. And on the mound for Seattle is George Kirby, 3-2 with a 3.76 ERA. On the other side, um, Chris Paddock for Minnesota, 3-1 with a 4.78 ERA. He's won 3 starts in a row for the Twins. 2 of the starts, he didn't give up an earned run. And then the middle start against the Angels, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, still recorded the win in that game. So after a really rough start to the season, he's really turned it around lately. And then on the other side, George Kirby um, has been pretty decent his last 3 starts, only giving up 1 earned run total. Is giving up 2 to 5 hits though, getting some strikeouts, but not giving up a ton of earned runs. But we don't need him to give up earned runs. We just need him to give up hits and bases. Max Kepler, over 1.5 bases, plus 110. Ryan Jeffers, over 1.5 bases, plus 135. We're going back to both guys that cashed for us yesterday. Kepler, a hit in 13 of his last 14 games, multiple bases in 4 games in a row. He's 2 for 2 against Kirby, both singles, but 2 hits. Ryan Jeffers, he also has a hit in 13 of his last 14 games for Minnesota. He has multiple bases in 11 of his last 13 games. That is consistent. 1 for 2 against Kirby, again with a single. So we'll take both of these guys who have been 2 of the hottest hitters for the Twins to keep on hitting and get us some doubles or multiple singles here in this one. Seattle, Minnesota, first 5 under 4, minus 120, and Twins money line, minus 110. All right. Can't talk you off either of those. But we'll move on along to the final game of the night and the final game that we're going to be talking about today. San Francisco Giants and the Colorado Rockies. San Francisco minus 165 to minus 175. Colorado plus 140 to plus 154. 9.5s. Looks like FanDuel does have a 10 here in Colorado. And it's surprising to see single digits in Colorado. That's kind of rare. Normally we're seeing 12s or 13s or something like that. So that's kind of interesting there. On the mound for San Francisco is Jordan Hicks, 2-1 with a 1.89 ERA and 7 starts. He's been fantastic for San Francisco. This could be a reason why the total is a bit low with how Hicks has been pitching. On the other side is Lambert for Colorado. And of course, being a pitcher on Colorado means your numbers are not going to be too good. And that is, of course, the case here. 2-1 with a 5.66 ERA in 9 games played, 2 starts. So overall, not the best numbers for him. Looking at this game here, there's only one play that we can go with, and that's Thero Estrada, over half an RBI at plus 165. Estrada has been the only consistent player for San Francisco. He's got a hit in 8 of his last 10 games. He has an RBI in 5 of his last 6 games. And when you look at what he's done against Lambert, he's 3 for 4. A double, a triple, and a home run. So he has absolutely lit Lambert up when he's faced him. Does have multiple bases in 4 of his last 7 games. I did consider going with that, but the way he has been consistent lately with RBIs in 5 of his last 6 games, and the price on it at plus 165, it's too good to pass up here. So we'll take Thero Estrada over half an RBI at plus 165 here against the Colorado Rockies. Nick leans Colorado first 5. I would be against you on that one. If I was playing it, it would be San Francisco all the way. But that's today's slate. Premium plays. As I said, 2 premium plays. One is starting in about 10 minutes here. So if you want to get it, it is in picksandparlays.net in the description below. And then another one is later on tonight. Both in the MLB, both premium sides, which you can get over on the site. No hockey show today. The hockey show will be back tomorrow. Don't worry. If you want to get a jump and look at tomorrow's plays, check the spreadsheet because I've already locked in some plays for tomorrow. But if you've been watching the NHL show, you know what they are. So check the spreadsheet if you want to bet the plays early. If not, we'll see you tomorrow for another NHL or for an NHL and for an MLB show tomorrow. Kyle Bradish Day, go O's. Yeah, he's been good. He's been good. Neither of those teams are hitting very much. That's why ultimately, I'm not on it. But best of luck. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next show. Thanks, guys.